it seems to be a pretty common thing, people wanting to know what all the notes on the fretboard are, just right off the bat, no thinking whatsoever. Now, I've been playing for, gosh, how long has it been? 17 years? Something like that. That sounds so long. Anyway, what I've noticed is what really worked for me getting these notes memorized is, well, really just getting the first, the 6th string and the 5th string memorized. I know like pretty much what all these notes are really quick. It gets, my D string's pretty good, but then it starts to get kind of fuzzy on the G and the B. I may not be able to just say what it is right away, but you know, I never really sat down to try and get every single thing memorized. You can do it that way, but I think it's rather boring, rather dull, and I think the most important thing to learn is learning how to navigate through the notes. So basically, everything has a whole step in between it, except for the notes B and C. Those are right next to each other. And E and F. Those are also a half step apart. Everything else is a whole step apart, so 2 frets there. If you can remember that, then you can navigate through everything, as long as you know the names of your strings. So you got E, A, D, G, B, and your E string again, right? So all you gotta do is remember between E and F is a half step apart, and B and C is also a half step apart. So yeah, let's just get into that. So you start with the open E string. A half step up from that is just to the 1, because you add 1 for a half step. So the E, F, whole step to G, whole step to A, whole step to B, half step to C, whole step to D, whole step to E, and then it starts over again. Half step to F, whole step to G, and so on. Same thing starting on the A. So you get the A, whole step up to B, just add 2, and then half step to C, whole step to D, whole step to E, whole step, or half step to F, whole step to G, whole step to A, and then starting on the D string, you do the same thing. Go up a whole step to E, half step to F, whole step to G, whole step to A, a whole step to B, half step to C, whole step to D, and yeah, just keep continuing with that. G string, up a whole step to A, whole step to B, half step to C, whole step to D, whole step to E, half step to F, whole step to G, whole step to A, and B string, next natural notes, meaning no sharp or flat. We go up a half step to C, whole step D, whole step to E, half step to F, whole step to G, whole step to A, whole step to B, and then everything you did on the low E string is the same on the high. So E, half step to F, whole step to G, whole step to A, whole step to B, half step to C, whole step to D, whole step to E. So as long as you can remember, B to C is a half step, E to F is a half step, and you just know the names of your strings, get that memorized, then you'll be able to navigate along your fretboard what all the notes are. And if you're wondering what about sharps or flats, well, that's simple enough. 5th fret on the E string is A. If you want an A flat, you get to the A and then you move it to the left 1. That's A flat. If you want to sharp it, then you go back to A, 5th fret, and sharp it to the 6th. A sharp. So flat means lower, sharp is higher. And that's it, really. Some things to, like little tricks to go through it a little bit quicker once you get, like, say, you know, maybe a couple strings memorized. The again, you got 2 E strings, so everything you do on one E string is the same note on the next one. So octaves right there, which really 2 octaves higher. So if you remember what the notes are down here, you can easily transfer it to here because it's the same thing. The other thing, other octave stuff, if you, let's say you want an octave of a G, so you got 3rd fret on the E string, if you go up 2 over 2 frets, that's an octave. So up 2 strings over 2 frets, up 2 over 2. And that's an octave shape right there. That works starting on the E string and the A string. So up 2 over 2. D string doesn't work that way because you have, everything there to there, there to there, there to there is tuned in fourths. And then G to B, that's a third. And then B to E is also back to fourths. So that's why if you've ever tuned by ear, you usually go 5-0, 5-0, 5-0, 4-0, 5-0. So just between that G and the B, kind of throws things off. But yeah, if you're going to do that, starting on the D string, it's up 2 over 3. Same thing on the G string, up 2 over 3. And that could be a useful way of finding something real quick. So say like if you're on this note right here, you're not sure what it is right away, but you are sure of the notes on the A string, just throw that octave down, and there you go, a D sharp or an E flat. That's what I'm holding there. Other octaves to help real quick. So yeah, what you do here, like I did with like the 5-0, 5-0, whatnot. So that's your A string. The reason why you tune at 5-0 is because 5th fret on the E string is A. So A and A, that's D and D. That is G and G, B and B, E and E. Those aren't octaves. These are the octaves I was going to get to. You go 0 and 7, you just played E, open E, and then octave of the E right there. So 7 octave. Maybe that can help you memorize where some of these notes are. Just go into the octave there like that. So 0 and 7, again, octave, so A, low A, high A. 0 and 7 there. You have low D and a high D. Now, when you go up to hold the B string, if you do 0 and 7 here, doesn't work. You got to do 0 and 8, and then you can go back to 0 and 7. So that's the only kind of confusing thing, is just how the G and the B string are tuned, and everything else is, nice pattern. Just that one thing is thrown off there. So hope that helps. And everything you can do is like print out some blank guitar necks. There's plenty of them you can find online. Just go to Google Images and look up blank guitar neck. Print them out and just start writing down the notes on the fretboard. And the more you do that, the more you'll recognize it. Pay attention to your chord names when you're looking at tabs or standard notation, because that's what really helped me memorize the notes on the E and the A string, is playing through Iron Maiden tablature and just knowing all the 5th chords, the E5, A5, D5, and so on. It's like, well, every time you see that chord name, the root note, that's the first note that you're starting with. So pay attention to the chord names in your tab, and you might be successful with memorizing it too. Alright, hope that helps. Thanks for watching.